Welcome to SAP TechEd 2020. My name is Yinan Zhang, and I'm a product manager at SAP. Here with me today is Amitha Kamath, also a product manager at SAP. Hello, Amitha.
Hello, Yinan. Glad to be with you. I will walk you through a quick demo a little later.
Okay, let's quickly run through the agenda. Today, we'll talk about SAP Intelligent Robotic Process Automation, or RPA, and we'll take a look at a demo of one of our pre-built, pre-delivered scenarios, automatic creation of sales orders. According to Gartner, RPA is a digital enablement technology leveraging a combination of user interface, UI, and surface-level features to create scripts automating routine, predictable data transcription work. RPA is one of the most popular artificial intelligence application areas as it allows companies with legacy systems to automate current workflows. The goal of RPA is to automate repetitive and complex tasks to improve customer satisfaction and make the process error-free. Our intelligent RPA service is running on SAP Cloud Platform and has three main components. First, the green icon on the lower left represents the Desktop Studio, a suite of tools in an integrated development environment focusing on process automation development. It covers specification and development with an application capture, a code editor, and a workflow designer, and many more development features or widgets. Second, the blue icon on the top of the diagram is Cloud Factory, which is SAP Cloud Platform-based service for orchestration and monitoring. Each customer has a factory tenant. And finally, the third piece is the agent, which is the bot runtime that is running in unattended or attended mode. Design and maintenance of cloud-stable bots have been the biggest challenge for customers implementing RPA, and we take the burden out of this by delivering out-of-the-box RPA bots as SAP best practices for S/4HANA Cloud or on-premise applications. We have pre-configured bots for many lines of business and industry sectors, focusing on generating end-to-end business value. In addition to best practice service marketplace, we released a bot store, which is our centralized place to store all pre-delivered bot content. The bot store is linked to customers' active intelligent RPA tenants on SAP Cloud Platform. And any new or updated content will be reflected in the customer's cloud tenant instantly. Our RPA content comes in the form of project files, which are workflows developed using Intelligent RPA Desktop Studio, developed by our central content build team, ensuring compatibility of target systems of SAP S/4HANA on-premise or cloud. Customers or partners can further extend or modify our bot scripts based on business needs. Let's take a look at Amitha's demo.
Hi all, in this demo, we will walk you through the execution of automatic creation of sales order from Excel pre-built scenario. In most of the organization, creation of sales order is done manually. Internal sales representatives get order requests from various customers through Excel sheet or email, and then they have to create the sales orders manually in the system based on the data received. The whole process can be labor intensive and require a lot of time with multiple screen navigation. So with this use case, we have automated the sales order creation process in SAP S/4HANA system, which helps reduce manual tasks and makes the process error-free and faster. For this demo, we have already installed all the required intelligent RPA component, that is Intelligent RPA Factory, Desktop Studio, and Desktop Agent all in advance, and have assigned all the necessary roles and authorization required to run this automation scenario. Before we get to the execution part, we will briefly cover the following configurations. First, create an agent group and environment in the Intelligent RPA Factory. Assign agent group to the environment. Acquire the automatic creation of sales order from Excel package from the bot store. And the last one is to trigger the package to schedule or run the execution of bot. Once you log in to the SAP Intelligent Robotic Process Automation Factory, you will have a home page as your starting point. Here you can see a welcome message with the link to the SAP Help portal, which is a one-stop portal for all the information around the intelligent robotic process automation. Next, we have the release information tile with a link to the What's New section where you can get more information about the new features and the latest changes in SAP Intelligent Robotic Process Automation solution. In the next half of the screen, we have a quick reporting which includes your latest activities like new package, environments and triggers that you have defined, and also a stat of how many agents are available and the current number of jobs and the status. Next, we have the agent tab. Within the agent, you have two main options. The first one is the agent and the second we have the agent group. The agent tab gives you an overview of all the agents which are currently connected to this tenant. Next, we have the agent group. Agent groups are used to control access to the automation tools. You can group your agents based on two criteria: group of machines, and next you have the group of logins. Machine groups allow any agent connecting from a given machine to use the automation tool, whereas with the login group, it restricts the usage to the specified list of users. Agent group also allow you to organize your agent based on parent-child relationship. That is, in this case, you will have to just create one agent group, for example, say machine, and within this agent group, you can add multiple machines. So this will save you efforts of creating the agent group individually. For the same reason, we also provide you an option which is import by CSV, where you can add all the machines or all the list of users that you want to create in the CSV file and then upload it through the import functionality. Next, we have the environment tab. An environment represents a functional landscape in which the SAP Intelligent RPA packages are deployed. It acts as an entry point of the cloud factory. This is where you define and edit the functional landscape in which your automation scenarios are deployed and executed. We also use the environments to define variables. So variables allow you to reuse certain information for the given environment during the bot execution, like the system URL, credentials, and so on. So the last configuration step is to assign the agent to the environment. And this can be done by clicking on the agent option. And here you have an add agent where you can assign your agent to the particular environment. With this, we have completed the configuration part. Next, we will be extracting the package from the bot store and will add triggers to start the bot execution. All SAP Intelligent Robotic Process Automation Factory users can easily acquire the pre-built automation content from the bot store. The bot store represents a central place to store all the predefined content for automation. So here you can filter the contents based on various parameters like applications, S/4HANA editions, or various line of businesses and industries. We also provide a free text search box where you can add any text term and click enter. So for our demo, we will be adding sales order. And you can see that the bot store filters the packages based on the search term. So now to extract or to acquire the package from the factory, what you can do is you can click on the automation creation of sales order tile and then click on Get. So this is how you extract the packages from the bot store into your intelligent RPA factory. Once the packages are extracted, so it will appear in the package section of your factory. Our SAP S/4HANA pre-built content comes with various documents that helps in the execution of these bots. They are mostly the configuration guides, test script, source code, and the sample Excel template to be used during execution. To view the package content, just click on the bot name, and this is where you can see all the documents. Okay. So first one, we have the source code. We provide a sample source code as a part of the package. You can easily download the source code and import it into your desktop studio to view the code behind this use case. And these are also helpful at the time when you want to extend or make modification to the sample templates. Next, we have the input template. So with each and every bot, we also provide the input template, which is nothing but the Excel sheet as a part of the package. So you can use the same template. What you can do is you can just add the records into this template and then store it in a folder or as an email attachment, and the bot will be able to extract them. Next, we have the test script, which has the step-by-step instruction on how to execute a scenario in intelligent RPA. See, all the manual steps or all the configuration that has to be done to run a particular scenario is all included in this test script. Last, we have the configuration guide. So this guide covers the installation and the configuration process for the intelligent robotic process automation solution. The next step will be to create a trigger. So you can create one or several triggers to your package. So to create a trigger, click on the trigger option, and the next step, select the environment where you want to create the trigger and say next. So currently our SAP Intelligent RPA supports three kinds of triggers. The first, we have the attended, second, the schedule, and the API trigger. With the attended trigger, the execution is started manually by the user. So with the schedule trigger, it creates a job that is based on the schedule you defined in the trigger. These jobs run fully automatically without any human intervention. The last one is the API trigger that opens a dedicated endpoint which allows an external application to start the execution of the scenario, which can also be a HTTP post call. So I'll be selecting attended for this demo, and then you can click on next. Now here in this window, specify the active period for the job and click on create. So once the trigger is created, you can see the package and the trigger in the environment. With each pre-built pods, there are some additional manual configuration that have to be done while executing a scenario, which can be setting a variable or communication arrangement in SAP S/4HANA system. All these are defined in the additional manual configuration section in the test script. For example, creation of sales order is an API bot. So you can find the communication arrangement details that has to be set up before you execute the bot. And also there are some variables that you have to set, and all the information and the sample values are all provided in the test scripts. So before we start the execution, let's quickly look at the sample template. So this is how our automatic creation of sales order input template looks like. The first tab, which is the field list, gives you information about all the fields that we currently support for this scenario, and also you have a description for the particular fields. So next we have the header, where you can find all the fields corresponding to the header of the sales orders, and we have also marked all the mandatory fields with the star signs. Similarly, we have the item details, where you can find all the fields and the mandatory fields required. So now we can quickly start the execution. So once you add the trigger, you should be able to see the sales order creation package in your desktop agent. To start the execution, just click on Start, and you can click on OK. Next, click on Sales Order to start the bot. As it is an API bot, the execution will all be in the background mode. You can always monitor the job through the Monitor tab, which is in your RPA factory. Okay. Once the execution is completed, the logs will be saved in the local folders. So within the local folders, if you see, it's created 2 folders, which is successfully uploaded. So if you see, it has an Excel sheet in the file successfully uploaded. And here, against the first row, it created 3 columns which says sales order, and it gives you the sales order number, which was just created in the SAP S/4HANA system. You can then log in and check the sales order created in the SAP S/4HANA. With this, we complete the demo.
For a deep dive on IRPA, please check out our alternate session, DT120. Also, for further learning resources, please be sure to activate SAP Learning Hub and explore that. Thank you so much for your participation today, and thank you, Amitha.